Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia. I'd never been to Slovakia before, so I decided to rent an apartment in Bratislava for a month. Because I was working and because I didn't have a car, I focused my stay just on Bratislava. But if I had a car, there are a ton of other places in the country I would have loved to explore. My month in Bratislava flew by though. Now, if you Googled how long you should spend in Bratislava, most websites will recommend anywhere from 1 to 3 days. So how did I spend a month there and not get bored? Well, believe it or not, there's a lot more to see in Bratislava than this and this and this. I'm going to show you some of my favorite things I did while I was there. So we're going to turn this into a little series and talk about a different topic in each video. We'll go over Old Town, communist relics, abandoned places, art, and we'll wrap it up with some tips and other miscellaneous things you can do in the city. So let's start with the most obvious one, Old Town. Old Town is very cute and easy to walk around. It also feels clean and safe. Every time I was out walking around, I saw walking tour groups. I suspect most people come for a day or two, sign up for one of the free walking tours, and get the nutshell version of the city. Of course, everyone gathers around this statue to take a picture. I'm sure there's a lot of valuable information in those tours, but I prefer wandering around and exploring on my own. There's a ton of cute shops and eateries, and there's lots of smaller streets and alleyways to wander down and explore too. The old market hall is really fun, and it's only open on Saturdays from morning until mid-afternoon. It's not huge, but there's a good amount of booths in there to putz around and get some yummy food or drink, or go to the upper level and check out the old art, books, records, stamps, and vintage photos. I really wanted to buy a print when I was there, I just didn't have the space to lug one around with me. There's good energy in there, and it's just fun to poke around and spend part of your morning or afternoon there. A nice route you can take after you walk around Old Town is down this tree-lined pedestrian zone. You can come out to the street and then walk along the Danube, ending at Eurovia. It's a really nice walk along the Danube, and you get a good view of the UFO bridge, and you never know what you might see. I saw groups of people plunging into the icy river one late November day. You can also go to this area at the end of Old Town and check out this pretty church for a moment, then take the walkway to this side of town. There's some cute buildings and you can walk up to the castle, or you can just walk around the grounds of the castle. Wow. across the street. That's called the UFO Bridge. There's that church I was just at in the city wall, and now I'm on this side. Another thing to do in Old Town is go to the graveyard. I love graveyards, especially beautiful ones, and Bratislava has just that. I was on my way to an abandoned pool and happened to walk right by here. I fell in love with this graveyard and returned my last day in Bratislava just to walk around it again. It's so peaceful and enchanting. Many of the graves are written in German and go back to the 1800s, although there were some older ones. This land used to be home to vineyards and gardens, and the Evangelic Church bought the first plots of land in 1783. Burials stopped here in 1950, and there are numerous prominent people buried at this cemetery, like the music composer who created Slovakia's first national opera, the inventor of the helicopter, important military leaders, artists, and business owners. Today there are estimated to be about 4,000 graves, but because of the way they used to bury people back in the day, put more than one person in a plot, it's assumed that between 1783 when the burials started and 1950 when the last one was, that 20,000 people were buried here. This was the only grave that disturbed me because of this weird tiny skull carving on it. It looks like Dr. Finkelstein, and I don't know why anybody would want a micro skull on their tombstone. I finally think I figured out what this stamp means. I had seen several graves with this red marking, and then I also saw one with this clay-like stamp. I searched high and low trying to figure out what it was and couldn't find anything. And just now, I was reading an article about something totally unrelated and saw that this is the Bratislava coat of arms. So I'm thinking that this might mean these people were natives of the Bratislava area. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If you know exactly what this stamp means, please let me know in the comments below because I was looking like crazy to find an answer. There are actually more things to see in Old Town, but those will be in other videos because I'm filing them under a different topic than Old Town. Because of the size of Old Town, it's really manageable to get around. My biggest advice for it is just put your walking shoes on, get out there and explore. You don't even need to make an agenda for Old Town because you can really see everything just by spending the day walking around. In the next video, we are going to cover some of the communist relics in Bratislava. See you next time.